What it do, family? It's your boy Stank 815, and I'm back with another video. Y'all new to that channel, man. Make sure you smash, like, smash that like button. Make sure y'all turn on all post notifications so you get notified when I drop these videos. Today, I gotta give my opinion, man, about my boy. I really mess with Shannon Sharpe. I've never been a Skip Bayless fan, and y'all stay tuned and watch the end of the video, because I'm going to come in and give y'all my opinion on why I never liked it, Skip Bayless. I just never did, but I'm going to give y'all my opinion. Let's get into this video. Let's see what Uncle Shay Shay got to say about his beef with Skip Bayless.
My homeboy has everybody had told him, and he had raced home that he'd watch it. It took a lot. It took a lot for me not to put my hands on it. It actually did.
I'm so thankful you didn't do that. I'm so thankful.
When Shannon Sharpe left undisputed after the NBA Finals, it wasn't immediately clear why the former tight end left Skip Bayless, but many pointed to the growing tension between the pair over the past 6 months. First, there was that heated exchange during a Tom Brady debate when Skip took personal shots at Shannon, and then there was the fallout from the Damar Hamlin tweet where Shannon staged what looked to be a protest and refused to show up for work the very next day. Since his departure, Shannon Sharpe went on to join Stephen A. Smith at ESPN, and the pair have been killing it in the TV ratings to the point where his old show has become an afterthought. However, recently in the past week, there's been a lot of drama about Shannon's departure from Undisputed after Stephen A. Smith on the Joe Budden podcast went on to claim that Shannon had not left, but rather he was pushed out by the network. Anyways, Shannon recently went on Stephen A. Smith's podcast and opened up about his relationship with Skip Bayless on the show and his exit from Undisputed.
When I saw that, I hadn't spoken to you in years. Years. You know, we were always cool. We never had any issues, but I hadn't spoken to you in years. When I saw that video, I said, I don't have to know him. I know Skip. That relationship is in a world of trouble. As you reflect back on that moment, what goes through your mind and how much trouble was the relationship between you two in at that particular moment?
There were a lot of that is my fault, because there were times that led up to that I felt that shots were taken, and I let it go. And I should have said something then, but I didn't. And I would bring it to people's attention, and they brushed it up under the rug. So that was my fault that it got to that point, and he felt that he could go over the top in that situation.
Okay, so let's pause it there for a second and take a deep dive into what Shannon said. Now, in my other past videos on this topic, I told you guys that while it appeared that the Tom Brady debate and the Damar Hamlin tweet was when things first started to turn sour between the two, the writing was actually on the wall a couple of years before that. Shannon even admitted that this disrespectful behavior from Skip started long before. Remember, he said, a lot of this was my fault because there were times that led up to that I felt shots were taking and that I let it go. There were, in fact, a lot of heated debates between the two, and at first glance, when watching it live, I thought a lot of it was just manufactured for ratings or shock value. But since this fallout, I don't really think that anymore. I've gone back to rewatch some of the heated exchanges in the past, and I think it's really telling that the friction between them started to slowly unravel way before the Tom Brady debate. Things were getting disrespectful as the two butted heads so many times during these debates. Whether it was just arguing if so-and-so was better, or cutting each other off, or talking over one another, like this shit happened all the time. Take a look.
Year with Tyreek Hill.
Right now!
And stop it! It is my turn. Is it time for him to go home? I need it on the record. I need it right now. No.
And it did what it needed to do. Now those two drives, and you were still behind. And yeah, come on, Skip, don't do that now. You being real petty, bro. Let me talk.
I haven't said a word.
I know you're doing that, but come on. That's childish.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, this was some childish behavior from Skip. This is how petty things seem to have gotten with him. Like, who acts like this?
Blah,
He's
blah.
dead. I don't care. Blah. He's 57.8. He's 30 completion percentage. You gonna let me talk?
Anyways, that's why Shannon felt he was partly to blame. He would address these issues with executives, and they basically just took his complaint and did nothing about it. You see, the power dynamics on the show mostly favored Skip. Although many of the viewers may have been tuning in for Shannon, for the execs and producers, Skip was the man. and that's why they probably catered more to him over Shannon.
And for him to feel that he was trapped and he was losing a debate, to attack me personally. When I've stood up, when guys have come on that show and tried to attack him personally, I was his bodyguard. I took the blows and said, hey, this is undisputed. Skip and Shannon, this is not yours. So I was very hurt and disappointed that he chose to go there with me when I've been one of the guys that's been in his corner. So it really, really hurt me. And what hurt me the most probably was there, because I know, this is what I know. And this is what I told my bosses, and I don't want to get too specific.
Okay.
I said, had the shoe been on the other foot, what would have been the outcome? Had I attacked him personally, live on television, what would have happened? I was willing to play out the contract, but I knew it was going to end because it had started to come with greater regularity, the disrespect. But someone that I considered a friend, or we were friendly, but I considered Skip a friend. For you to take that kind of personal shot at me, it really hurt me, Stephen. It really did. That probably was I remember going home, calling my sister. I called my brother. My homeboy has everybody had told him, and he had raced home that he'd watch it. It took a lot. It took a lot for me not to put my hands on it. It actually did.
I'm so thankful you didn't do that. I'm so thankful.
I'm supposed to be beholden and let him talk to me less than and be appreciative of you're all on television. You making a lot of money. Damn money. I had money. I was a multi-millionaire before I stepped foot in LA. I'm appreciative. I'm thankful for the opportunity. But I believe you can do something for someone without have to constantly remind him of what you've done for them. Or you have to constantly bowing down and taking your hat off to say I'm thankful and I'm gracious. I've done things for people. You'll never know unless they tell you. I don't mention it. I don't care. That's where I am. I just refuse to be a slave to loyalty and allow people to walk all over me because they've done something good for me.
Okay, so let's stop there and discuss this clip. Shannon strikes me as someone who is very proud and won't ever take any disrespect from anyone. Doesn't matter who it is. And it appears that while on the show, Skip just kept crossing that line. And in my opinion, Shannon just could not understand it because he always had Skip's back. Think about how many athletes wanted to come at Skip for things he said about them in the past. I wouldn't be surprised if Shannon had to diffuse a lot of these situations and we just didn't hear about it. Anyways, Shannon then talked about how Skip continued to get disrespectful with him to the point where he had to control himself from laying hands on the man. Okay, I feel like has a short temper. We all saw it in the Lakers game when he confronted the entire Grizzlies team, but still, it's pretty crazy to think that he had to restrain himself on TV from mollywopping Skip. I feel like there's always a narrative going on with Skip that he has done a lot for these black co-hosts, which is true. But from what Shannon said, he kind of makes it sound like Skip was playing the I got you on the show card and continued to use that leverage in the power dynamics on the show. But Shannon wasn't having any of that.
When I made news the other day, because first on Club Shay Shay, and then I reiterated it, I said, listen, I don't have to go into details. That's their business. It's not mine. But make no mistake about it, he was forced out. And people were like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And they acted as if I was wrong. Was I wrong, Shannon Sharpe?
I will say this. I'm not here to confirm or deny anything. You've been a journalist for almost 3 decades, and I'm sure you've done your homework. I'm very happy with where I am now. I don't like to dwell too much into the past because I don't understand how that helps me in the future. But what it did teach me is that I need to make sure objects are closer than they appear. And I got to make sure I protect my blind spots.
Okay.
I appreciate everything Fox has done, FS1 did done for me. Mm-hmm. I appreciate the opportunity that they gave me. I agree with you. Probably if I could go back and do one thing differently, there are a couple of things. That situation, I definitely would not have, I definitely should have reported. I'm sure they held that against me, but.
Reported to work. Reported to work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I should have gone in there and sat down and
Okay, so Stephen A mentions how he said on the Joe Budden podcast that Shannon was pushed out of FS1, and Shannon Sharpe kind of indirectly confirms what he said, that the show used his absence on the program after the Damar Hamlin incident as a way to get rid of him. I've always said that Shannon was wrong for not showing up over the Damar Hamlin tweet. It wasn't a good look, no matter how bad you thought Skip's tweet was. Not calling and pulling a no-show is not the way you go about it. I'm curious if they would have still pushed Shannon out if he had shown up that day, because I've heard a lot about the producers being upset about Shannon's reaction at the Lakers game, because that was even a worse look. Shannon losing his composure like that at a game while sitting courtside was just insane. But that being said, it's good that he reflects on his mistakes and owns up to it. I've been watching Undisputed religiously since it first aired, and it's nice to see Shannon Sharpe's progression on the show over the years. I think he's going to do wonderful things in the future with Club Shay Shay.
Well, listen up, y'all. I got to give my opinion about Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless, he attacked a lot of people. So I'm not going to blame Shannon Sharpe. I'm not going to say Shannon Sharpe is wrong. I was standing behind Shannon Sharpe 100%. I'm glad he got away from Skip Bayless. I've never been a Skip Bayless fan. He seemed to down talk every athlete except I'm going to keep it real, white athletes. That's my opinion. But he down LeBron. I'm a huge LeBron James fan, I'm not gonna lie, but he down LeBron. He take the opportunity to down a lot of people, but he put Tom Brady on a pedestal. Come on, man. Make your mind up, my boy. I'm out. Let me know in the comment sections what y'all think and how y'all feel about Shannon Sharpe. And do y'all rock with Shannon Sharpe or are y'all rocking with Skip Bayless?